This shit really truly irks me because when I say you need to expand your emotional vocabulary, it's so your life can be easier. Don't you want to be able to communicate with your bitch? I think yes, right? Long gone are the days where you can just shut down. Bitches is not tolerating that. Like, it used to be where men provided financially or with schmeat, and bitches can make their own self come and we can pay for our own shit. So I'm gonna need y'all to catch up on the emotional part. If a bitch is telling you, I need you to communicate more, open your fucking mouth. But you know what I realized? And let me back up. A common misconception about me as a clinician is that 90% of my clientele have been men. Black men specifically. And what we specifically work on is expanding their emotional vocabulary because a lot of y'all motherfuckers don't even have the words to express how you're feeling. So when you expand your vocabulary and knowledge of what you are experiencing, because y'all are human beings who experience feelings and emotions and don't have to choke that shit down no more. Y'all ain't had to choke that shit down since 2016. Anyway, if y'all are not in therapy, expanding your emotional vocabulary, your life just off top is going to be more difficult. When you expand your emotional vocabulary, you expand your awareness of yourself. When you expand your emotional vocabulary, you understand how you can navigate in this bitch. This fucking weird ass world that is so hard on y'all. Like, let's acknowledge that the world is very difficult for y'all, but y'all are not making it any easier, bruh. You're not. When bitches are telling y'all to go to therapy, it's not for us, it's for y'all sad motherfuckers. Go to therapy, talk about that shit that's on your chest. You don't have to choke that shit down no more. Y'all are doing a disservice to yourself. And so let me sum this shit up. Y'all told bitches to elevate our standards. And at the cost of us elevating y'all standards, y'all got axed because y'all didn't elevate either. Bitches are not tolerating emotional abuse, emotional neglect. Step it up. Go talk to somebody. Go expand your emotional vocabulary so your life can be better, bitch. All right. Go in peace.
Yo. Y'all know the vibes. It's your boy Earth Wind, and today we got another one. It's a therapist. You know, everybody need a therapist. Mental health is important, and we have a Nubian queen on display who recently lost her job, and we finna go down the timeline of self-destruction.
I want to get something off my chest about the black man that thoroughly frustrates me. Can I do it? I'm gonna fucking do it anyway. You know, my favorite flavor of ice cream is hardworking black man, but I can't seem to find that flavor in the store no more. And I'm trying to figure out what the fuck why. In my experience, specifically when it comes to dating, black men just off top want bitches to submit, but provide nothing to submit to. Nowadays, y'all don't even have the education or credentials to be talking to a bitch. Especially off the side of your neck. I found that in a lot of intimate relationships, there's this pit-pat like competition of who makes the most and who does this and who does that when it should be a symbiotic relationship. Black men are so consumed with being dominant and being on top for what? At the cost of dimming your bitch's shine. I was in a relationship.
So, let's unpack, right? She's doing a whole lot of double speaking and a lot of, wide paintbrush. A lot of women might say, hey, she's right on point, da-da-da-da. A black man will say, y'all gave Kevin the same flack. And he wasn't even saying all women. He was just talking to the unaccountable women and men on top of that, right? Symbiotic relationship where status and money shouldn't even matter, right? And she's making it seem like men care about status and money more than women. The mature thing would have been like, people need to come together in healthy unions. People shouldn't care about each other's statuses, right? That's what it should have been. But she made it about men. And what is alarming is when you're a therapist. your word selection, the way you communicate should transcend the average person in humility and understanding, right? Like you have to be able to view both ends of the spectrums at the same time and come up with a logical, neutral response, right? But no, it seems like you don't like men very much, right? So you find yourself in the pickle. So that's the first video, right? Let's check out the second one.
Well, hello. It's your friendly neighborhood therapist who thought she could save these hoes, but got her job terminated as a result. Story time? I think yes. Shit you not, I posted a video on Monday telling men that their dusty behavior is only harming them and that they would benefit from emotional intelligence, and I shit you not, by Friday, didn't have employment. All of this started with a Psychology Today article stating that men are lonelier than ever because they have no fucking emotional skills. And I agreed and doubled down and told y'all that y'all lives would radically improve if you expanded the shit that came out your mouth. But instead of healing, y'all will do anything but that. Instead of being accountable, like, hey, bitch, see me, and stirred a little bit, y'all got so hurt that you contacted NASA. That's exactly what happened. So first the post goes viral on Twitter, because y'all need fucking help. And y'all wanted to argue with bitches blue till they fucking blue in the face. Some of you hoes is not going to be saved. And that's the conclusion that I've come to. So because this shit's gone viral, I'm thinking, okay, cool, we starting a discussion on mental health, and people are, you might not like my fucking delivery, but motherfuckers is starting to talk, you know, shaking the tables, I don't give a fuck. But then it turns into this entire crusade of attacking a black woman who serves the fucking black community. There were comments like, I'm going to find her credentials and report her because I told y'all to be better. Yeah, y'all are fucking weird. Y'all scream that y'all want to protect women, protect black women specifically, but have done nothing to protect this black woman who has been serving the communities. I have been violated in several areas.
It's just so much. First of all, you in the corporate world, let's start with the basics, right? Before we even get to who you're talking to, let's start with the way you're talking, right? You have to be very mindful. If TikTok is not your main form of financial income, then you need to respect the one that is, right? So, and the double speak, it comes with a bit of, like, you hurt, baby? What the girl say? Who hurt you? Who hurt you? Listen. I know you don't subscribe to men anymore. I see the flag on you. Listen, you can live your life however you want. You know, I feel like you've been hurt. And I'm no therapist. This is my uneducated opinion. And I just feel like the way you speaking about man lacking accountability and just want you to accept them who they is, no matter who they are, about where they are in life, and how their interpretation of themselves is totally different than what their actual presentation of themselves is. You know who that sound like? Sound like everybody. A whole lot of people, male and female. And when 90% of your clientele is men, and the only thing you have to say is that y'all are blaming women, and y'all just, your energy, the way your word selection is not conducive to a person who is coming from a sound, neutral standpoint, who just want people to be greater and not having type of ignorant preconceptions. All right? And you a therapist. You know, this is Be Greater podcast. I'm just trying to be greater, and it is definitely some ways you can be greater, sugar.
And I'm going to outline each one. This article was written by a fucking black woman, putting my full government and my place of employment. So being doxxed by a black woman can't fake, kind of fucking hurts, and she never once reached out to me or contacted me so I could spin my side of the story. Then
spin your side of the story. You're a therapist. Your word selection needs to be phenomenal. Why would you need to spin your side of a story? It's just going to be what it is. Like your word selection, it troubles me, right? And let's get back to the fact that women is the one who exposed you. Women is the one who doxed you. Women is the one who called your job and got you fired. And yet you're online bashing men. Men. Man is the hurt one. But when women got you fired, you haven't said nothing about a woman yet, which goes to show more about your prejudice. First off, let's be clear, right? As we wrap it up. Listen, black men, y'all need to go to therapy. Y'all need to go to therapy. But who else, who else need to go to therapy? Black women, right? The pot cannot call the other pot black and vote for y'all as black, right? That's just the way it is. It's just the way it is, right? We got to lock in and understand that we both in this stuff together, right? It's like we can't just keep pointing at the other side. We have to look inside, right? So if black men get all these misconceptions and misunderstandings and traumas and feelings, right? If all these black men are so hurt, you don't think they affect black women at all? When you come to the conclusion that everybody's hurt, we all need hugs, right? That's the conclusion I come to. You know what I mean? Let's see what else we got.
Hello. I would like to make a video addressing my recent video calling for men to go to therapy.
So now, here comes the apologies, right? So now, she's standing tall, she got fired, now reality is set in here. Let's see what we got.
Hello, I would like to make a video addressing my recent video calling for men to go to therapy. Now, I will say that, firstly, I would like to apologize for the colorful language that I used, but I want to express where I'm coming from. So, as a clinician, my job is not to make people change. My job is to plant seeds and help my clients water the soil and cultivate it so they have a thriving environment to grow. That is my job. Now, from a human standpoint, I entered this field because I saw a dire need for Black mental health and Black mental health professionals, because I was not always met with support. So I apologize to individuals if you felt like my language was colorful, but I want you to know more deeply where I come from. A few people have called into question my Blackness, which is to be expected. My personhood is questioned quite often. I chose to go into mental health because only 4% of clinicians are Black, yet there's 13% of Black individuals in America. So there's already a huge disparity. And I have made it my life's work to help fill that gap. Now, where my frustration comes in is I called for individuals to do better, but then my job got doxxed. I understand that people may not agree with my delivery or the things that I'm saying, but a major boundary has been crossed. I'm so passionate in my words because I'm tired of seeing men suffer. I'm tired of seeing you guys endure so much hurt and so much trauma and refusing to do anything about it when you guys have the power to do it. As a clinician, my job is to motivate and empower, and it came across angry and aggressive because as a Black woman, I'm also tired of being hurt. I'm tired of being hurt by the very entity that I love the most, which is the Black man.
Listen, and baby, listen, and coming from Black men, the feeling is mutual. Like I said before, we all hurt. You're hurt, Black man is hurt, and all this name calling and lack of accountability and passing the buck. Because I agree with you in a lot of aspects. There's a lot of our black brothers that just simply put just need to be greater, right? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of dudes out here, you know what I'm saying, vibrating on the energies that they could just be greater. But in that same breath, so is women. So what's the end game, right? The number one goal is for all of us to be greater, right? Me personally, the way you were speaking, it wasn't make or break for me, right? It wasn't a deal breaker because you did have a lot of points. The eye raising thing is that how a lot of your points apply directly to black women too. So it's like, are you not acknowledging that it's a lot of hurt people in the complicated society trying to be greater? Because I feel like we all need to be greater. Starting with parents, 2-parent households, raising y'all kids together. Because most of these black men is raised by single women. You know, it's not a jab, it's just a fact. You know, 80% of kids is born to a single parent household, right? 20% of men on this black man father 80% of the kids. Like, listen, we need to be greater, right? And who we give our energy to, and who we have dealings with, right? And she used her platform to speak her mind. And I don't feel like the young lady should have got fired. But at the same time, she has to keep in mind who she worked for in the society and the world that she lived in, right? If you want to be this vocal and that colorful, right, and still trying to be employed by an employer, you guys to be careful. You got to choose your words carefully. I know it sucks, but maybe you going through this, having time to reflect about black men's feelings and your word selection, now you getting mad because people comparing you to Kevin Samuels, you know? And even in that's kind of disrespectful to Kevin. If you really want to be frank, you know, let's put some respect on his name. Because I feel like he had the same type of pressure from men and women. Because his best friend was accountability. And if he was against accountability, man or woman, he wasn't rocking with you. And that's just facts, right? Listen, end of the day, we could all be greater. Young lady, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully you bounce back on your feet. In your apology video, your word selection, and your smart starts showing a whole lot better. In the other videos, you can tell you were trying to do it for the vine to get them ticks and get them likes. And as you go down your page, you're shaking and you're vibrating and you're talking about your clinical condition therapist. And that's just a bad look for an organization who hires you, right? So I don't even think it was just that one video that got you fired. I think it was accumulation of your videos that got you fired. I don't think it should have got you fired, but this is the world that we live in. It's a very PC culture. So if you're not self-employed and self-independent, you got to be careful of your word selections and show a little bit more love to the black women, or have the same energy for the black women. You know, show more love for the black man, or have that same energy for the black women. That's all we asking is to be fair, because Kevin was fair, right? It's your boy Earth Wind. Y'all know the vibes. Be Greater Die. Be Greater Podcast. And until next time, man, thanks for tuning in. What's up? I just want to say thank y'all for tuning in to Be Greater Podcast. It's your boy Earth Wind. I just want to say please hit the subscribe button and salute to everybody that's rocking with